Alright, Mockingbird. So, first things first, yours is a little jerky, and that can just be fixed by getting comfortable with single hand corner spins, doing full spins forward and backwards. That's for starters. Second thing is, this spin is not a tornado spin, no matter how much people call it a tornado spin. You're not actually doing the actual tornado movement. You are manually turning the packet and unturning it. So no matter what anyone tells you, it's not a tornado cut. For starters, it looks like your opener, you're relying on a lot of your left hand to do this first spin in your right hand. So that is not the case. You start it with this hand by pushing forward, and then everything after that is entirely your right hand. So again here, this is all that, as you open your hand slightly, one spin. Then this packet comes around. This can be practiced by itself, by just taking the packet here, going underneath, and coming back up, underneath and back. And the key thing is you want it to get as far away from the rest of the deck as possible. So I do that by opening my thumb out, and that gives me a lot of this space, and I almost go into like a tilt grip here, just to give me as much space as possible. Traditionally, this is done in mechanics grip, which you can do. I would recommend actually learning this in straddle grip because it does make things a little easier. I haven't done a mechanics Mockingbird in a while, sorry. But I like to do it from straddle grip. You go forward, full spin in your right hand. Do that spin after separating your thumb from the deck. Look how much space that gives me, right? Versus this. You do all the way around and half back. Once you're here, you undo half the spin in your right hand. And then this is a big thing. I saw you doing this with your middle finger. This part, don't do that. It's a hassle to release that many fingers from the deck. So you're just going to want to do it with your index finger, and you can use the back of your thumb to help with the rest of this turn here, like that. So again, you do a starter, which kind of covers all of the movements. You just see this card, and then you quickly open into this starting movement. This packet comes half back, contacts your thumb, which finishes the turn, and then you won't have to do the slight push with your right hand. You'll have enough momentum. Your index finger grabs this corner. Don't do what beginners do, which is they come here and then they come straight back out. Don't do that. Come around the front and then go all the way around the back of your thumb, which brings you into contact with the short edge. You can turn this and expand all your packets into the full display and close here. So that's the first part of a regular Mockingbird, right? So again, come forward, full turn after separating your thumb, half turn, around, display, close, right? Excuse me, there's an ant on my desk. So at a faster speed, you end up here, right? Now, the second half of Mockingbird, which is the full display, one thing I would do is practice Rev 2 by itself for starters. You can learn that on the Vert's YouTube channel, or maybe not anymore. I think they took all their videos down or something. But practice this movement by itself. Do a Charlier into that movement. So practice that by itself into landing here. That'll help. So that way, when you finish your Mockingbird, as you're pulling this packet in to the base of your hand, you can execute that Rev 2 movement. Then you grab from the pip corners, right? And one thing that helps is push off the card, and as you push off the card, so you're not just sitting here and pushing off the card in their face, in your spectator's face, you can kind of do a wind-up, what is this, counterclockwise from your facing, and then as you roll open, oops, let's try that again. As you roll open, you want everything to expand in a circular motion. Sorry, I did a modified transition. So there, like that. Okay. And the closer is just kind of collapse everything, right? So you do your Mockingbird. I shouldn't have done that. I keep trying to do my transition. Go here, and this comes down into here, and then over. There's a couple different closers you can use. I don't remember the original because I don't do it anymore. The version of the second half of Mockingbird that I do is after I'm here, this does a full spin as well. It ends up clipped backwards and in the wrong position technically. You do your display here. This comes around, I grab it here, close here. That's also not how I do it. How do I do it? Oops. Now I'm confused. Here. How do I do this? I don't remember how I close it. Anyways, yeah, you can close it however you want. But this Mockingbird here, you can add a little tornado, or not tornado, kickflip into the end. So that would be after your regular Mockingbird. You close the first packet, do another full turn here as if you're about to close, and then you kickflip with your ring finger and close instead. That's another way. The short closer that some people use for Mockingbird, instead of rotating this packet around and then this one, right? So you're here, you just close everything like that. So again, here, open and close. It's a much faster closer. It's not as difficult, but it's also not as nice looking as that one. Although that one specifically was not very nice looking either. That's Mockingbird. If you're interested, you can also try to learn the You can try to learn the full version of Mockingbird, which is here. It's a 5-packet display, except I screwed up because I haven't done it in a while. I'm going to do it how I'm used to doing it, instead of how it's taught. It's not taught. I lied. You go here, do your regular Mockingbird, you do your transition into the next phase, but you grab this in a mechanic script, basically. And then you go here and display 5 packets this way. And this closes, and then you do your regular second phase, which I'm doing a very bad job of doing right now. Here, and then you close. Oh, that's how I close usually. Sorry. But yeah, it's a 5-packet display. I have a video of me doing it somewhere. But yeah, that should maybe help with your Mockingbird a little bit. I'm gonna watch your video real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. So here, I spoke about this opener, spoke about the fingers, closer. You can try this transition if you want, it might help. Go here, yep. Yeah, I think I pretty much got everything in your video that I wanted to talk about. The other thing is, while you're doing all of your turns, try not to use any extraneous motion of like using your other hands to help along. Try to do all the spins in one go, so one go, one go, one go, one go, right? And this turn around your hand, practice that a lot so it looks smooth, because what I notice a lot of people do is they'll end up doing this thing where their hands look like they're going up and down because they're trying to do the turns without knowing how to execute the turn in their head. So make sure you know how the turn is going to go, how to keep it smooth, and that'll help just make sure everything flows nicely and there's no weird movements into anything. Yeah, Mockingbird. Let me know if you have any other questions.